You believe you have what it takes to become a legal expert? Put your legal knowledge to the test by answering these questions.
On September 30, 2011, Paz paid 650,000 pesos to SAR for a barely used silver double-cab vehicle with a 2010 year model. Paz received delivery of the automobile 2 days later. On July 21, 2012, Paz ordered that the vehicle's engine be replaced because it developed an engine fracture after traveling Grace Highway during a downpour. Based on an implicit warranty, Paz stated that SAR should replace the engine with a brand new one. SAR responded that the purported engine was not covered by the warranty. On February 23, 2013, Paz filed a claim against SAR for damages.
SAR moved to dismiss the case on the grounds of what is stated in Article 1571. Question: is Paz's cause of action within the prescribed period? Yes, Paz's cause of action is within the prescribed period. No, Paz's cause of action is not within the prescribed period.
If you answered no, then you're right. Article 1571 states that the actions arising from the provisions of the preceding articles shall be barred after 6 months from the delivery of the thing sold. Under Article 1599 of the Civil Code, once an express warranty is breached, the buyer can accept or keep the goods and maintain an action against the seller for damages. In the absence of an existing express warranty on the part of SAR, as in this case, the allegations in Paz's complaint for damages were clearly anchored on the enforcement of an implied warranty against hidden defects. That is, that the engine of the vehicle which SAR had sold him was not defective. By filing this case, Paz was to hold SAR responsible for breach of implied warranty for having sold a vehicle with defective engine. Such being the case, Paz should have exercised this right within 6 months from the delivery of the thing sold. Since Paz filed the complaint on February 23, 2013, or more than 19 months counted from September 30, 2011, which is the date of the delivery of the motor vehicle, his cause of action had become time-barred.
So Nalim has decided to start a piggery. In order to launch his piggery business, he would need both male and female pigs to start breeding. Coincidentally, he recently got introduced to Tan, a seller who sells both male and female pigs. Nalim called Tan and explained his situation of wanting to start breeding pigs, and that he would only purchase if a male and a female pig would be sold together. Soon, they came to an agreement that the pigs would be sold for 50,000 pesos each. Tan then quickly prepared the pigs to deliver them to Nalim. Upon delivery, Nalim had a veterinarian waiting to check the condition of the pigs. After the checkup, the vet found out that one of the pigs had enzootic pneumonia. This meant that one of the pigs had a redhibitory defect that would make it impossible to breed. Now question, would Tan, the seller, be liable for both the pigs or just the defective one? Comment down your answer. Choices: A. Yes, Tan would be liable for both pigs, or B. No, Tan will only be liable for the defective one. The correct answer is A. Yes, Tan would be liable for both pigs. If you answered yes, then you are correct. It is stated in Article 1572 that unless it should appear that the vendee would not have purchased a sound animal or animals without the defective one, the latter case shall be presumed when a team, yoke, pair, or set is bought, even if a separate price has been fixed for each one of the animals composing the same. Since Nalim stated his reason for buying the pigs and clearly expressed that he would like to buy them as a pair, Tan is now liable for both animals and not just a defective one.
Jim is selling ballpens in school. His ballpens come either in sets or single ballpens. Jill, his classmate, was interested in buying 3 ballpens from Jim. On September 18, 2022, Jim sold 3 single ballpens to Jill. Upon receiving the 3 ballpens, Jill found out that one of the ballpens has no ink. This would make one of the ballpens to have a redhibitory defect that would make it impossible to write diligently. Question: would Jim be liable for all the ballpens or just the defective one? A. Yes, Jim will be liable for all the ballpens. B. No, Jim will only be liable for the defective ones. If you answered no, then you are correct. It is stated in Article 1573 that the provisions of the preceding article with respect to the sale of animals shall in like manner be applicable to the sale of other things. The preceding article states that the redhibitory defect of one shall only give rise to its redhibition, and not that of the others, unless it should appear that the vendee would not have purchased the sound animal or animals without the defective one. The latter case shall be presumed when a team, yoke, pair, or a set is bought, even if a separate price has been fixed for each one of the animals composing the same. Since Jill bought 3 single ballpens and not a set of 3 ballpens, Jim is only liable for the one defective ballpen and not the others.
Harley is an honorable livestock that lives on a farm. On March 1, 2019, she decided to sell some of her livestock, which consisted of a pig, which would be sold for 4,000 pesos, a goat, which was worth 3,800 pesos, a calf, which would sell for 5,000 pesos. Kimberly, a customer, decided to buy one of Harley's livestock. Kimberly then chose to purchase one female goat to breed for her male goat at home. For a few months, the female goat showed no signs of pregnancy, which caused Kimberly to complain and demand for the money to be refunded. Question: does Kimberly have the right to return and ask for a refund for the barren female goat she bought from Harley? Comment down your answer. A. Yes, she has the right to ask for a refund. B. No, she has no right to ask for a refund. The correct answer is B. No, she has no right to ask for a refund. If you answered no, then that is correct. According to Article 1574, there is no warranty against hidden defects of animals sold at fairs or at the public auctions or of a livestock sold as condemned. Since no warranty is needed for the selling of livestock, then there is no need to refund and return the animal unless stipulated.
Since it's almost Anya's birthday, she decided to have lechon. She then posted on her Facebook that she was looking for a pig that she could use for her lechon. Daniela, Anya's friend, saw her post and chatted her right away, offering her pig for 10% lower than usual market price, to which Anya gladly accepted. The next day, Anya had the pig delivered to the lechon maker's shop. However, when Lily, the lechon maker, checked the pig, she noticed some signs of swine fever on it. Anya had it checked by her veterinarian friend, and it was confirmed that the pig had a contagious disease. For the question, is the sale between Anya and Daniela valid? For letter A, yes, the sale between Anya and Daniela is valid. Letter B, no, the sale between Anya and Daniela is not valid. The correct answer is B. No, the sale between Anya and Daniela is not valid. If you answered no, then you are correct. Article 1575 states that animals infected with contagious diseases are determined unable to perform or to provide the purpose indicated in the contract cannot be traded. The sale of such animals is void and cannot be rescinded or reduced in price. For one, The veterinarian confirmed that the pig has ASF, which also makes the pig unfit for the intended purpose of the contract, which is to make lechon. With that, the sale of Daniela's pig to Anya is void.
Mr. Lee visited Dr. Rachel's pet store to purchase a new dog. This dog was examined by Dr. Rachel, the pet owner, who also happens to be a veterinarian. Because she had to go to a birthday party, Dr. Rachel examined the dog carelessly. The dog was in close contact with a parvo patient 2 days ago. But Dr. Rachel did not disclose this information to Mr. Lee and told him that the dog is completely healthy. However, a few days later, he noticed the dog was lethargic, had no appetite, and was showing visible symptoms of parvovirus. Question: is the defect redhibitory or not? Option A: yes, it is certainly a redhibitory defect. Option B: no, it is not. If you answered B, then you are right. The first paragraph of Article 1576 states that in order to be considered redhibitory, the defect must not only be hidden, but must also be that expert knowledge is not sufficient to discover it. However, in this scenario, Dr. Rachel has acted in bad faith and choose not to disclose the fact that the dog has been in close contact with a parvo patient. The second paragraph of Article 1576 provides that if through ignorance or bad faith, the veterinarian or expert fails to discover or disclose it, she shall be liable for damages.
Mox, a jockey, was on the market for a new racehorse. After doing some research, he found Ray, a horse trader. In the contract, they agreed that the seller Ray must deliver him a racehorse. Before the delivery of the horse, Ray had the horse undergo a routine veterinary examination. On February 5, 2023, Mox received his new horse for the upcoming horse racing to be held next month. He was very excited that he could compete again, but after practicing with the horse, he noticed some significant performance issues. He then found out that it was due to joint and respiratory issues of the horse which were not and could not have been determined during the routine veterinary examination. Mox then filed a redhibitory action against Ray on March 1, 2023, demanding the reduction of the purchase price. Question: is the redhibitory action filed by Mox against Ray valid? A. Yes, it is valid. B. No, it is not valid. The correct answer is A. Yes, it is valid. If you answered A, then you are right. Article 1577 states that the redhibitory action based on the faults or defects of animals must be brought within 40 days from the date of the delivery to the vendee. This action can only be exercised with respect to faults and defects which are determined by law or by local customs. In essence, it states the seller is responsible for any defects in the item being sold that are not readily apparent and would make the item unusable or significantly less valuable than the buyer believed it to be. Furthermore, to be considered redhibitory, the defect must not only be hidden. It must be of such a nature that expert knowledge is not sufficient to discover it. With all of these conditions being met, since the buyer filed for the redhibitory action 28 days after the date of the delivery, the action is valid.
On a bright sunny day, Jopay went to the local pet store to adopt a pet dog. The pet store owner assured Jopay that his chosen dog was healthy and free from any illnesses. However, a day after Jopay brought the dog home, it became sick and died the next day. Saddened by such an incident, he contacted Mr. Jiminy Cricket, a veterinarian. After examining the dog, Mr. Cricket determines that the dog had contracted a disease prior to the sale, which was the true cause of its death. Question: in this scenario, can Jopay hold the pet store owner liable for the death of his dog? Pause the video and comment your answer down below. A. Yes, because the pet was already sick prior to the sale. Or B. No, because the sick pet was already in Jopai's care. The correct answer is A. Yes, the pet store owner is liable because the pet was already sick prior to the sale. If you answered yes, you are correct. According to Article 1578, if the animal should die within 3 days after its purchase, the vendor shall be liable if the disease which caused the death existed at the time of the contract. This means that the vendor will be held responsible if the animal sold, which was suffering from a disease at the time of sale, dies within 3 days from the date and sale. It should be noted that the date based upon should be the date of sale and not the delivery date. However, if the death occurs after 3 days, the vendor will not be held liable. In case the animal has vices and the loss is caused by the fault of the vendee or a fortuitous event, Article 1567 should be applied.
For 20,000, Percy sold a dog to Ava. Only after the sale, Ava deduced that the dog had idiopathic epilepsy which led to the dog's convulsions. Ava was unaware of the flaws until she made more observations, and they were also unknown to Percy. Ava made the decision to cancel her agreement with Percy. However, due to her carelessness, the dog became malnourished and eventually became ill. Is Ava held legally responsible? A. Yes, because the sick pet was under Ava's care. B. No, because the pet was already sick in the first place. If you answered yes, then you are correct. As per Article 1579, if the vendee avails himself of the remedies granted by Article 1567, then the vendee must return the animal in the same condition in which it was sold and delivered. The vendee being answerable for any injury due to his negligence and not arising from a debitory fault or defect. This basically implies that if the animal was harmed due to the vendee's carelessness and not due to the animal's flaw or defect, the vendee will be held accountable.
Alec purchased a cat for 10,000 pesos in a pet store. After purchasing the cat, Alec brought it to a nearby veterinary to have it checked. After an hour, the vet called Alec and relayed devastating news to him. The vet said that the cat had a redhibitory defect, which is a heart condition that will require ongoing medical treatment. The vet suggests that he return to the store and ask for a refund. Alec then rushed back to the store with a sad and worried face. He then approached the store owner and explained what had happened. Can Alec get a full refund from purchasing the cat with a redhibitory defect? Is it A. Yes, Alec can get a refund. Or B. No, Alec cannot get a refund. If you said yes, then you're right. Article 1580 states that in the sale of animals with redhibitory defects, the vendee shall also enjoy the right mentioned in the Article 1567, but he must make use thereof within the same period which he has been fixed for the exercise of the redhibitory action. Alec can get a full refund if he exercises that right within the same period as he was given to exercise the redhibitory action.
Mang Jerry owns a domestic carabao when he registered in the office of the municipal treasurer. Due to financial difficulties, he planned to sell the carabao. He then utilized Facebook Marketplace to sell his carabao. Manang Tom, who was looking for a carabao for agricultural work, found the Facebook Marketplace listing. He then messaged Mang Jerry and both agreed as to the price and date of delivery. On the date of delivery, Mang Jerry failed to surrender the documents of title to Manong Tom. Question: is Manong Tom, the buyer and new owner of the Carabao, entitled to ask for the documents of title of the said Carabao from Mang Jerry, the previous owner and seller of the Carabao? Letter A: yes, Manong Tom is entitled to ask for the documents. Letter B: no, Manong Tom is not entitled to ask for the documents. If you answered letter A, yes, then you are correct. Article 1581 stated that special laws govern the sales of large cattle, that includes horses, mules, and carabaos, among other domesticated members of the bovine family, as enumerated in Section 511 of the Revised Administrative Code. Sections 511 to 536 of the Revised Administrative Code governs the registration, branding, conveyance, and slaughter of large cattle. Section 525 particularly stated that the documents of the title are required to be surrendered by the owner, in this case, Mang Jerry, to the purchaser, who is Mang Tom. In summary, Articles 1571 to 1581 relate to the sale of animals and other goods, warranties against hidden defects, void sales of animals with contagious diseases, and the liability of veterinarians in cases of undiscovered defects. Article 1571 specifies that any legal action related to the sale of goods must be taken within 6 months of delivery. Article 1572 pertains specifically to the sale of animals, stating that if multiple animals are sold together, the defect of one animal will only apply to that animal, unless the buyer would not have bought the healthy animals without the unhealthy one. The remaining articles provide further details on the sale of animals, such as warranties in Article 1574, void contracts, redhibitory action, and liability for hidden defects in Articles 1575 to 1577. Timelines for legal action in Articles 1577 to 1578. And lastly, Article 1580 to 1581, specific laws governing the sale of large cattle. And that ends our video. So, how many did you get right? Comment your scores down below along with your thoughts and questions. We hope that you enjoyed the video.